Hello, everybody. Graffiti Wars Kickstarter. Thought I'd share. I'm actually doing open studios coming up. So I've got a table full of artwork. I'm doing all these little paintings. Let's see if we can actually see any of them. And so it's next weekend. And so it's production time for a studio and setting it up and cleaning and everything else. I'm excited. I have a whole nother week to get going. I'm here in Cuesta, New Mexico, and some of my art has been getting a whole bunch of press, so that's kind of exciting. We'll see what happens. I have paintings that'll sell for $40 and books that will sell for $20. I have Graffiti Wars 1 for sale here. And then, one of my paintings is 4 by 8 feet dragonfly that's got $10,000 price tag on it. So we'll see how all that goes. It's just a good thing, and it's a great way to meet people and everything else. So sharing again, this time I'm going to share about um, two characters in the book, and the two characters are um, a tugboat and a whale. And the tugboat came about by um, many moons ago when I lived on this island of Alameda in California. I snuck onto this shipyard and I saw this, and this thing just blew me away. Tugboat. And the propellers were so huge, and a tugboat is designed for torque and not speed. And the tugboats are the boats that are moving the big cargo ships in the Oakland port around. And this one's called the Z4. And then actually this is the character or the ship in my story, the Z4. There's other names for these tugboats. And but I just loved all of these. And you can see how old this one is, and it's going to get all cleaned up and fixed and painted. And then I found some more tugboats. This one has even larger propellers. And when I would walk around these and take pictures, um, they felt like science fiction. They felt like spaceships. And in one of the pieces, I take out the R, and so the ship or the boat's called Evolution. So that's the inspiration, just watching these things maneuver and being on land. And then there was another one that was they call these an ocean tugs. Um, they're twice larger, and you can see how beat up and getting ready for this one to get painted. There was a series of Millennium Falcons, the Millennium Dawns. The Z4 is part of that whole kind of engine. And I actually got to go on a ride on one of these because I contacted the company. And then here's a funny side story is that while I'm photographing, I actually met one of the pilots and we talked and I gave him my card, and I go home and I get a phone call from the FBI, and they say, "Hey, we heard you were photographing, you know, these tugboats," which shows up on the Homeland Security, radar. And so they asked to come and visit me. And I don't know if you know the Laurel and Hardy from the television comedy, where this big guy shows up and he was all happy and super nice. And then this little guy was all like angry and hated his job. And so they came into the house and looked around, and then I showed them all the photographs. I showed them the science fiction. I'm like, hey, I'm doing a graphic novel, and I showed him all the stuff. And at one moment, the big guy looked around at the house and he said, "My wife would love this house." And I said, "What's your wife do?" And he goes, "She is a high school principal." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, she should bring me to her school so that I could do a chalk drawing with the students because I have a nonprofit called Drawing on Earth. And by the time they left, I invited them to donate to my nonprofit, which they didn't, but I thought that would be really fun if they did, and it was a great story. But look at this stuff. They take it all apart and they grind it all down and they repaint it and they put these zinc plates on it. And what happens is that the ocean with the salt and the the electromagnetic energy of the earth and of the sea it starts to eat the metal. And they put these zinc plates on it and it actually eats these instead of the ship. Go figure. And they have to replace them every once in a while like this. They're replacing them, but it eats the zinc plates instead of the ship. So here's this thing. I actually got to go into it because I ended up knowing the owners. The owner's wife went to graduate school with me. So they said, anytime I want to get on this yard, eventually got sealed up so that I had to go through a security booth, and then they said I can go anytime, just grab a hard hat. Um, so here's this big, huge ocean tug. And in my story, then it's one of the things where one of the characters has this ship kind of parked out in the middle of nowhere on it's like the ocean has gone out and it's just wet sand forever. And that's one of the kind of the overarching scenes in the book. Um, so then I started drawing this tugboat, and then in my story, oh, there's some thunder and lightning. Maybe you'll hear it. In my story, the tugboat flies, right? It flies in a way where it connects to a whale, and the whale flies. It's this kind of crazy story, right? Science fiction, fantasy. But I would just do all these different types of drawings, like draw, and then see if some of them, go get into the book. So there's one scene where this tugboat's separately flying in the air and the whales flying all around it. And it's all about beauty. And it's one of the scenes where you just kind of lose yourself in how beautiful everything is. It's a sunrise scene. Um, so I took several of these tugboats. Let's see if I have a digital version of it. Um, so more drawings, more drawings. So here then this is a program called ZBrush, and in ZBrush then I bought a model of a tugboat, and then this is how I could move it around and turn it and then draw. What I do is actually put tracing paper right on top of my screen, and I trace over top of it, and that's how I get my drawing and get my reference. Um, so then this whale showed up, and to tell you the truth, I can't remember how it showed up. And the whale's name is Garuda, which is in the Hindu mythology. Garuda is the simplest way for someone who is not knowing much about that mythological character is that it's like a taxi driver for Vishnu or one of the big gods, and it's a kind of a bird man. So I named the whale that. So you've got the Z4 and Garuda. And, I'm using the tugboat and the whale together with the tugboat driver, which is Hiro, as these. It's like the three of them are best friends. And in the first book, there's a dog named Karma that's like the whale's best friend. And in the second book, Karma has disappeared. Um, so all of these just are ideas, and then I would turn them into pages into the book. Here's one where I drew the tugboat and I've got it, moving up in the air, and it's got a vroom to it. Um, all of this graphic novel and comic book stuff is so new to me and so fun and so open to meaning like there's no, oh, I got my windows blowing open here because I got a storm coming in. Give me a second here. Um, so, I'm doing some stuff with collage. I've got a whale in the air because Garuda can fly because of the kind of the technology that's connected because it is a science fiction story. Um, and then more drawings, just drawings and paintings, and I just kept doing them for years, knowing that over time I would be able to use them in the story. So, here's one of the paintings that I did, and you could see all this collage underneath it. It's actually a long piece, and then here's where I incorporated it into um, this story. And this ship here is also this ship was a um, it belonged to a Christian group in Texas, and somebody brought it up, and maybe they were going to fix it up, but it sat in the Oakland or the Alameda side of the estuary, and I got onto it several times and photographed it, and it was just, this kind of like an abandoned ship that's just tied up somewhere is just inviting me to jump on there and explore. So, in this picture, I'm putting the cranes. I've got the shipping ports. I've got cargo ships. I've got that hand lettering that you saw before, the Oakland port. And here's the Z4 going out. Um, and as it goes out, oops, this isn't in order. So just more whale things, tugboat whales, playing around with digital. Here's my technique where I'm using a blue pen, and then I take water with a watercolor brush and turn it into a watercolor drawing. And here's Hiro. He's the main pilot. And here's the tugboat scene. So this is the in the first book, and he's at his um, 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 he's in the cockpit of what's happening. And then here's that whole scene where I'd actually photographed a tugboat in the Oakland estuary, and I photographed it turning. And so then I did drawings for each one of those. And there's the varoom and the boat's going up, the tugboat's going up in the air. And I worked on it so that the movement of the pages does this. It turns around, and then you can see that it's flying, and with the arrows it flies like over the Bay Bridge and over the Golden Gate Bridge and all the way out into the Pacific Ocean. I really like the eye movement of everything, and then there's text that goes along with that. And Hiro goes out into the ocean and then hooks up with Garuda, and they're like a working team together. And they come across these jets from this is when we first get the idea that war is happening. And so they go down and find an abandoned ship that's covered with graffiti, and there's even some Easter eggs throughout this whole book where there's this ghost, Goast. A lot of the world in graffiti has different spellings of things, um, which I just find interesting and everything. So here's the scene: they go in and hide, and then they're going to come back later, and they actually then go out and they get one of these huge cargo ships. And this was a photograph that I got, and I touched it up in Photoshop, and then I kept adding more and more and more and more layers, um, and it goes off the screen. This is a great page. And remember, this book has a Spotify playlist. So if you want to, you can click onto this song if you download the playlist, and you can have a soundtrack as you move through this story. So when they go back to the port, then they separate, and Garuda goes back into the ocean, and you see that the rest of the port has all of these animals that are connected to technology, and they're working the port together. And then I just love that little extra, crazy drawing that's in there. So there's the Z4 and another kind of ghost. So it's a pencil drawing on top of a black background and then paint. And I got a little bit of computer texture going on it to kind of make it look dreamy. And one of my pieces, and I kind of use this throughout the whole book because it's just a great piece. It's got the different values to it, and there's even a drop shadow to it, and it's a night scene over San Francisco. Um, so then in the second book, out in the middle of nowhere, Birde, one of the other characters, comes across, they become a time traveler and they get stuck out here. And this is actually one of the rainbows from my land that I've stuck into this piece. And I just really like this open, it's just a really open, beautiful page of color, this blue, red, orange. And so she's out there and she sees this tarped thing. And again, these are photographs from the shipping yard of ships. This ship it was covered so that they could paint it. And then I'm sticking graffiti onto the tarps. And this page I'm still working on, but it's where Birde and meets this other time traveler named um, Bernie. And it's the first time the dog shows up in this particular scene, which is Karma. And this big, I snuck underneath one of those tarp ships and took a picture. And there's a little bit too much graffiti here. I want it to wrap around the ship a little bit more. So I'll keep working on that. And then we see Garuda and the Z4 and Hiro out and about, and there's all these different things to discover. So I put this figure in like kind of super quick, and I'll probably go in back in and fix it or work on it some more. But it's the tug from my photographs on top of a whale, and there's a big storm coming in. And they're cruising. They have a relationship. They get lost in the second book. Um, and so they're just meandering around, and I have a Michael Meade quote in there. This is one of the scenes where they're playing, and I've taken some computer, you know, renderings of a whale and threw a tugboat on there, and then I have the whole story. And it goes from something that's a little bit more digital and photography to back to the hand drawing things that you saw. And then it comes back to this other scene where Birde and Bernie are discussing, he's saved her life, and we go back to this big ship, the one of that ocean tugs, which I really like this page. And it holds up pretty much as a double page spread, but I just really love the colors and the textures and all this stuff. And she says this one thing that's really a pertinent part of the story is that he made a drawing of my dad, which is about a hero in the psych hospital. Um, so this scene then comes back where there's some more war stuff, and I can see right now the way I laid it out that the whale's head is too close to the gutter, which is the middle of the book. So I'm going to have to make that smaller. And a lot about what I'm learning about a graphic novel is that it's all about a page turner, right? So you actually want energy to go to the next page and you want them to turn the page, right? And so all of this designing is actually designed on that. Whereas other pieces of art, you actually want the eye to stay circling around and circling around and circling around. So something happens towards the end of book two, and I won't give it away, but it's not great. And so that's there's this is here's something up. I literally photographed this in the sky, and it looks very much like a wheel in a tugboat. So I hope you enjoyed this part of the Kickstarter newsletter. Thank you very much for all the newsletter. Let's see if I can kick out of here. Um, Thank you so much for um, helping out and sponsoring all of this work. It's super, am grateful and, excited to share. Take care.